And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster. Touching base with you. I have to tell you, I have hit the wall. I am exhausted. I have to tell you, I am exhausted. I don't usually pop on and say that, but I am exhausted today. Good morning, Hannah. I see you, my dear. Good morning, Ron and Touch Base Daily family. I see the wonderful GR Houston Jack is in the building. She says, good morning. I have hit the wall. I got up early I got up this morning early. Then I went back to sleep. Then I got up this morning again. And then I went back. And then I was looking at some news. I was looking at Don Lemon's show and then fell right to sleep and said, wait a minute. I got to get up. I got to get up. I hit the wall, y'all. I hit the wall. I have to take this day and sleep. This is the day that I'm going to have to do nothing but sleep. I realize this. She said, goodness, brother. Goodness, bro. What's going on, Alieze? I see you in the building. I see you. What's going on? I'm gonna invite you guys on because today is a water cooler conversation. We're just chatting away. More listening. I would like to just kind of like listen to what you guys are thinking today. What's on your mind? That's where I am today. Is I said, what am I going to talk about today? There's so much to talk about. There's so much, but I'm like, we're exhausted. I said, I am exhausted. These 7 weeks of Trump, and it has been exhausting. It has been very exhausting. And I said, you know what? Today, I'm just taking it easy. I'm just going to pop online and just hear what you guys have to say. Because Theron is not saying anything today, really. I don't really have anything to say other than I am just resting my brain. So here I am. But I want you guys to talk if you guys want to chat. But if you also have thoughts in your, if you also, we can talk about the news. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I mean, there's so much to talk about. I just couldn't pinpoint what to talk about. I have, I'm going to put there here. I'm going to send this out to Alieze and send this out to Gwendolyn if they want to pop on, if they want to, or anyone else. Let me know. And then I will send you a link. Okay. And let me just see. I'm doing my copy of my link tree. But yeah, that's where I am today. I'm just like, I am like a little exhausted with all what's going on today. I don't know about me. I don't know about you, but that's me. How are you guys feeling? What is on your minds today? Let me see. I see over here, good morning. I see good mornings. I see good mornings. And also, I'm just trying to figure out what is going on with YouTube. The algorithms have changed in such a way that no one really sees when I pop on. So it's just a little strange that too. So I'm like, what is going on? What is going on in this social media space? Even, once you get like bent out of shape about one platform like Instagram, which has its own problems, and now you switch over to YouTube, and I'm noticing the algorithms and all the stuff that's changing. I'm watching it on other people's platforms as well. And I'm just trying to figure it all out. Is something happening on Google? I don't know. So I'm just kind of like, hey, Jazzy, I see you. Good morning. She says, good morning, beautiful people. Jay says, I was just about to say that, Ron. I didn't get a notification. See, there's something going on. There is something going on this platform. And so I'm just like, again, that's why I keep saying we can never put all our eggs in one basket, because this social media stuff and all of its control. Remember, all of the owners was sitting at the presidential inauguration. They're all in this together. I don't know which levels, how much they're in it together, but there's something definitely going on. It's not just my platform. I watch other, I look at other people's platforms all the time. I don't look at TV. I look at YouTube. And I watch glitches that are happening on people's platforms. People are losing their feeds. Chris said she got her notification. Okay, at least somebody got it. Okay, Chris got her notification. Okay, so make sure you turn on your bells. Make sure you turn on the notifications. Make sure you hit the likes. Make sure you hit the subscribes. Whew. Anyway, let me bring Gwendolyn on. They always say, let Jesus take the wheel. I'm saying, Gwendolyn, take the wheel.
I am taking the wheel in my robe, no less. I've been up since 6 o'clock. I'm in my robe today. You damn right. Okay, so let me get serious, though. Let me get serious.
You have your robe on. I can't. I just can't. I am now. This is a whole new level of friendship.
All right. Yeah.
Talk about showing up. Talking about showing up.
Look, when people talk about putting on airs, Gwendolyn puts on no airs. Like, y'all gonna get me the way that I am right here, right now, okay? But no. On a serious note, I have been, as you know, volunteering with the food bank this week. We have some people in the city for the last 3 days. Well, today's the third day, and I'm watching these presentations about what this particular food bank does for Tarrant County. All right. So that's huge. It's huge. And to hear yesterday that $1 billion has been cut in funding for food banks and children eating, people don't understand. It's not just school lunches. These food banks are given money to purchase fresh produce from local farmers.
Yes.
We were building boxes the other day. It had cabbage, avocados, potatoes, onions. These are fresh goods. It's not processed food, fresh goods. And then they make meals. They prepare meals that are then frozen so that people can have a meal. One of the examples given was people want to donate turkeys. Okay, that's great. It sounds beautiful. But if you're living in a hotel, if you're living in a motel, you don't have access to an oven to cook a bird that big, but you have access to a microwave.
Yes.
Right. So, people are talking about, these kids don't eat the food anyway. Check it. If the child is going to school hungry, trust the entire family is hungry.
Yes.
It's not just the kid. So these kids, they have these stores inside schools, okay? Inside the school where the child can shop for food. And that includes college level kids. I know I'm using kids there, but it includes college level as well. So we're talking from the little ones up to when you are in college. They're providing meals for people. And people don't get it. These are people who are working. I'm saying it one more time. They are working people who can't put food on the table. So to hear that $1 billion has been cut from the food bank, I was like, I don't understand how we're going to make America healthy again. And then you're cutting out fresh food, not processed food. This is fresh goods.
But again, it's the billionaire, it's the richest man in the world doing it. And behind, it's obvious the Republicans, it's the Federalist Society, it's the Heritage Society, and all these people that are just hateful of people. They hate people.
They hate people. I posted on Monday that what gets me out of the bed is love.
Yeah.
I operate in love. Now, Ron, I have a mouth. Lord knows I have a mouth.
Ooh, yeah.
I got it. Okay, I got it. But here's the deal. Somebody asked me on LinkedIn. Ron's like, yes, I know. I know about Gwendolyn's mouth. Here's the deal, though. Someone was asking me on LinkedIn, how do I persevere when I'm faced with, so much adversity? I mentioned this Friday. If you are truly about God, God is love. Okay? It's love. It doesn't have to be about me. If you want to be a neo-Nazi or whatever else, have at it. I don't support it, but it's not my place to tell you. Right. So anything I do when I get up in the morning, when I walk into spaces, they are seeing the good Lord at work. It's in your spirit. You can wear all the crosses, you can thump all the Bibles, you can do all the things, but if your actions say otherwise, then your heart is not in the right place. I don't care what you say, it's your actions and will always be your actions. So people who want to
Absolutely.
hurt other people, we are beyond ill. There's some sick people out here, some really miserable people out here. And I'm thinking y'all need to get on y'all knees and pray because something ain't right with you. Something is not right. It's
Yeah.
not right. Like, why would you want to see people hurt and to lose their jobs and to see kids starving? Why am I in Texas? And I know we're jumping all over the place here, Ron.
You can jump. This is
I have
water
met
cooler
my
talk. This is how
news
we used to talk
quota.
in the break room, right? Remember how we used to talk in the break room?
Right. I have met my news quota for the week, so I'm past it. But
Yes.
I am in Texas where there is a person who wants to make being transgender pretty much like gender identity fraud and make it a felony.
Yeah.
We're going to say it again. If you hurt one person, it hurts all of us.
It's
And
right.
that's where they start. It's not where they stop. It's where they start. They test stuff to see just how far can we go. And before you know it, they're coming for you and yours.
That's right. Remember the old saying, oh, first they came for my neighbor down the block. Then they came for the other neighbor on the other side of the block. And then they came to the neighbor 2 houses down. And then there was no one left. And then they came for me.
That's it.
Right?
That's it. At some point, you have to say to yourself, if we really are about the land of the free and what have you, why do y'all care so much? Now, I already said somebody got something else going on for you to be so concerned about what someone is doing. We want to talk about trans people, but it's not trans persons who are doing all the things. Now, we can do a whole list. We can start with these heterosexual men who want to marry children. We can start with the fact that some of these states still have on the books the most simplest laws for incest, because that's not disgusting. It's like you're worried about the wrong person, but isn't it just like a self-reflection? Isn't that what it is? Isn't that what it?
Well, the whole thing is all distractions.
It's all distractions.
Again, it starts with they start with the low-hanging fruit, which they think is the low-hanging fruit. And then at the end of the day, it's like this gentleman writing, he was on Don Lemon just a while ago. He probably popped on. And he's a Jewish young man, has his own platform. And he was upset with the Jewish AC, what do they call them? The ACL, the Jewish League. The Jewish League. I forgot the acronym.
Acronyms.
But how when Elon did the salute, they went in easy on him, the Jewish League. Then this situation popped up with for those that don't know about the college student gentleman that was abducted by the ICE and police and taken away to Louisiana. And then they had to go find him and then bring him back. And they're like, why did you take this man all the way down to Louisiana? His wife is expecting a baby. They both go to college here in New York City. I do believe it's Columbia University. And so there's a whole big uproar that, they took him away but the thing is, and then again, they stood up not for the guy because he's Palestinian. And the guy and the Jewish guy this morning was saying, one of his, he has a big podcast on YouTube. And he said, I'm wearing my Jewish hat today. He's talking about his bagel hat. And he said, I am appalled. The UJA, is that what you're saying? The Jewish Appeal, United Jewish Appeal. And he said, I'm appalled because I'm Jewish. And people have the right to say whatever they want. I don't agree with what they say, I don't agree with everything people do, but if you don't stand up for the rights of others, didn't they learn from the days of Hitler and the
No.
days in the back? Now this is me throwing it in there. He didn't say Hitler. I'm saying it because you're not allowed to say certain names on certain platforms.
Yes.
But you go, because at the end of the day, when they go after the least, they're eventually coming for you. Because hate is hate. When people are hateful, they hate everyone.
Yes.
They hate everyone that's not like them. And so therefore, they will go down their food chain or go up the food chain, we want to call it, and they keep plucking away until they enslave us all. I mean, the gas chamber wasn't something that just happened. It was good people standing by and doing nothing.
Yeah. That young lady who was grabbed by these random men in that town hall, they all just sat there.
They just all sat there.
I mean, I get that you guys are a little bit older, but they could grab you too. I'm like, how do y'all just watch stuff and not react? Unless, of course, you agree with it. So there is always that.
Yeah. When I watched that video of that town hall when they were grabbing that woman and she was standing up. She was not going to move. They dragged her. They threw her to the floor. And all the people are just sitting there like
they're just watching. It's like, isn't there a freedom of speech, or they're supposed to?
Now there was some people that were saying, "Stop it! Don't let her go! Let her go!" But see, if they are assaulting the woman, maybe stop, let her go is not enough.
People
maybe
hands.
You need to get up and start, holding her down. Let her hold, like she wanted to be on the ground. She didn't want to get up. She said, "I'm not getting up." Maybe you should be helping her. The same thing. My same reaction when Al Green stood up, said what he said, and then they kicked him out. And the rest of the Democrats are just looking like it was like a cartoon. It was like a cartoon. Just sitting there. They should have all got their. They should have all got up and say, "He goes, we all go." They don't have these people don't. They're weak. They don't have a defiant bone in their body. You have to be defiant. It's like John's. Say what's up, John Lewis. John Lewis said we gotta get into good trouble.
Yes,
good trouble. Ain't no such thing as you sitting on the sidelines. We all know. Look, I'm on here talking. We know we can all eventually get in trouble at some point. They may take us all off to some place. Who knows? But as long as I have breath, I want to tell the truth.
Yes. Yeah.
Shoot, we need our platforms to tell the truth. We're not here to tell you lies and to appease you, to stroke your egos. Ugh. Anyway, I'm going to let Alieze in. Hey, Alieze, what's going on? Do you see us?
Hi. Good morning. I was on mute, of course.
Let me before you start. Let me go through some of these. I see some of the reactions.
A lot of comments,
guys. Yeah. Jazzy says, like James Baldwin say, to be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be in a state of rage almost all of the time. And in one's work, you better believe that. I see down backstage. Okay, and then UJA. I gotta get my glasses adjusted because I can't see things with my glasses like I used to. Chris Abella says, "Good morning, y'all. The game with this guy is all about distractions to throw focus elsewhere to do their deeds. Gestapo moved to KGB tactics that resonate still and cause a reaction," says Chris Baylor. Jazzy says, "I keep repeating it. I've been told. I'm being preachy. But language matters. We have to stop picking up on these sound bites, spreading it. I try to be intentional about what I say and how. Kimmy says, Kimmy. She says, I had to read up on what people should do if they are taken by ICE, because when you see it on TV, it seems like they don't explain anything. Like, where are you taking them? Chris says, it's always a false superiority complex. That's how you bring down the system from the inside. Chaos and deception. Amen to this, Chris. Then Jazzy says, one of the things that has been bothering me is that they would rather see us all fail than to give us as Black people basic rights. Dr. Tachi says, by the way, Gwendolyn, yesterday, let's wine. Little was superb. That was some. We were at Dr. Vibe's show yesterday talking about wine. Chris says, that's how it happens. They make up the rules as they suit them. They cannot fight us all. In fact, they know they cannot fight us all. If we simply stand up, they back down. Hello, Chris, and you have hit the note right there. Think about it. Canadians said, you want to do this? You want to get in the pen, the dirt pen with us, the pig pen, or whatever you want to call it? We will fight you back. And what did Trump have to do?
The sound effects for me.
Man, he withered like a little flower in the sun yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
Pulling back. Okay, I'm gonna raise it from 25% to 50%. And they say, well, come on, bring it on. Bring it on. We'll just cut off your electricity. Bring it on. We'll cut your electricity off. You think you got some power? And we got all the Canadians standing behind me to do it. And guess what? When I do it, then the other provinces are going to do it too.
Yeah.
So we just getting started.
And that's the conservative way.
He's the conservative. He's like, we just getting started. Come on, bring it on. And then went and told the American people, this is not about you. We love Americans. We love you. However, it's about your president. He is the cause of all of this. Man, give it to the Canadians. But you're right, Chris. If everyone stood up, same thing with the media. If all the media platforms, legacy and the legacy we're talking about, because those are the ones that are cowardly acting and falling in line. If they all stood up, they can't knock them all out. They can't kick them all out of the press conferences. No. It's the stupidity of human beings to think. And this has been, I've been hearing this all yesterday and today, is that people need to stand up. If we all stand up, they can't come for us all. They cannot lock us all up. They can't deport all of us.
Yeah. And I mean, you have to stand up. They're bullies. You have to stand up.
Yes.
And they in the media, I say it again. They're all wrong, owned by billionaires. They were sitting there. So, we want them to do what's right when they're just thinking about what's green. That's all. They're thinking about money. They're not thinking about anyone else. And we watch all of this stuff unfold, and they always, it's the same playbook that's been used for so long.
It's the same playbook.
And it's unfortunate that people, and because we have to hold people accountable, people continue to just fall for it because, somehow so many of these people, I wish I didn't do, but you thought it wasn't going to impact you. I don't know why you thought it was going to pass you by. How was it going to pass you by when they told you what they were going to do? And so now it's impacting you. But it's like, I thought I was safe. Why did you think you were safe? You didn't have $1 billion. You didn't have any money. And, when we talk about the budget, what we have to do is make sure people call these senators Democratic senators in particular, to make sure none of them vote on this thing, because they have to have 8 Democratic senators for it to
those Democrats better not
back.
vote in the Senate. They better not vote.
So that's what we have to have them hold the line. We need to have
the line.
Democratic senators hold the line, because you talk about, when you were talking about the cuts to
let them shut the government down. Let them shut it down. It's already shut down. It's halfway shut down. When you got 8. Oh, sorry, I'm riled up. Sorry, Alieze.
Let my teacher part have to come out now. You gotta hold that thought, Ron. And we'll come back to you. So a part of that budget that people, DC is here, right? So a part of it is we want to roll DC's budget back, not to what we're living in. We're living in 2025. They wanted to roll back to 2024.
Yes.
Not the budget that we're living with. Our 2025 budget started over. So they want to take it back and basically tell DC right now, you got to cut $1 billion out of your budget, because we're going to roll it back to 2024 levels.
Now, isn't it some crap? Can I interject there, though? That $1 billion thing is because they told them that they would not go after them with that $1 billion if they got rid of the Black Lives Matter Plaza. Now they got in there and got rid of it. They're tearing it down, and they still going after them with the $1 billion.
That's because people haven't learned.
Renegades.
No.
But see, people haven't learned. Your response is not to do what they tell you to do.
Yes.
Your response is resistance.
Resistance.
We can only survive this through resistance. Yes. And that's what you have to see. You can see with Canada and Mexico. He's like, what? Okay, so they're saying, no, you're not just going to walk over here, Mexico. They said, look, we've had this policy in place forever. But however, right now, every American coming in this country, going to spend that $30.
That's right.
Get in this country. If not, you're going to stand in this line until you fill out that paperwork and $30 to get in our country. So that hadn't been enforced at all, but it's always been there. So they say, okay, we had it on the books. Now we're going to enforce it. And so they started saying, if that's how you want to treat us, then we have to show you that we also have power, because it's about money, power, and control.
Yeah,
that's it.
And if we don't unite, and that's the problem, like we're having in so many areas, we have to unite. Everybody that's making, as they say, making under $400,000 a year, we should all be there united. We should all, even the $400,000 people a year should be be down there fighting as well.
Yes,
because it impacts everybody. That if you're not a billionaire, it's impacting you, and we have to be unified. And there I told you, there's a Target next to me, and every time I see people going there, I want to just yell, "Why are you in that store?
Why are you in this store?"
But I said,
because I ain't going back to Target ever. I'm not going back to Target.
We're not, and so we're going to continue until, and it's going to keep going and going and going until someone in this country says, "Did this man just say that I was losing, and they did something? They fixed it. They rigged their election and I won."
Yeah.
Who are they?
Yeah.
Who are they?
Me out. Yep. Thank you to them. And so until people start really paying attention to that, and for the mainstream media, look at what they're doing. And you were talking to, look at what mainstream media is doing. Jeff Bezos, there are people quitting the Washington Post.
Every week there's someone leaving the Washington Post.
Yeah. And we do have one Padula Dorback, who is doing these amazing articles on Black people, on African Americans.
Yes.
She's doing some amazing articles. And I told my husband, I said, either she's going to go out in a blaze of glory, or because she has children. She's a white woman, but she has children.
Yeah.
And she used to write different type of article up until recently. So she's switching. She's telling all of these stories. And I live in a neighborhood called Shepherd Park. Well, she told a story about Alexander Shepherd and how they took away DC's ability to rule themselves back, doing that Reconstruction, because DC at one point, you had a lot of Black people because it was so Black in DC.
Yes.
This is early on, because Georgetown used to be Black. West of the Park, what we call West of the Park, used to be a lot of Black homes and communities over there. So Alexander Shepherd, who this neighborhood is named after, and the elementary school, and they call him Boss Shepherd. He's one of the main people that actually was responsible for them initially taking away that ability to govern ourselves in DC. And then later on, they took away, they took away home rule. Then they gave us home rule. And I told my husband, I said, people don't know, in the 70s, we were here when the first mayor, which was Walter Washington, was elected for DC.
Huh.
Wow.
That was just in the 70s. And so now, just to see someone who, if you ever want to read this history, her name is Petula Dorvac, and she writes for the Washington Post Metro section, and she's been doing some really amazing articles. But she has to be brave. She's being decided to be brave in this moment.
We're brave and brazen.
And brazen in this moment, and that's what you have to have more of. And that's the mainstream media. The best way to impact them is you stop watching them. Like, you got to stop, because they're quickly
turn the TV off.
Defending anything. They're not defending anything. You sit there and these talking heads and all these panels are getting on my nerves. So
I can't watch. I don't even watch.
I don't watch.
I'm done with legacy media. I mean, I some days I say, let's see. And then I go, it ain't gonna happen. I mean, CNN has just totally lost me.
No.
I mean, as long as they got that Scott Jennings on there, I will never watch CNN until they get rid of him. I mean, just how do you have this bigot, crazy, orange man supporter on that show, and he does not ever bring truth about anything, and yet he's on that panel every week, every day. And they've gotten rid of all these other people, but they keep him.
Because at the end of the day, all of these, I'm going to say it, and I've said it all over and over again. All of these media outlets, and that includes the Washington Post, have people who were formerly employed by Rupert Murdoch. Every one of them. And so, and then they unlike the extremist side, when they do have their platform, Fox News and all that crap. We over here, we need balance. We don't need any balance.
No balance.
No need balance. Need truth.
Truth. Just tell the truth.
Because that's not truth. My thing is, you need truth. That's what news used to be. Reporting the truth for the most part. Now you talk about, we need this. No, I don't need to hear that. We don't need to hear that. That's not true. And so that's the problem that we're having. And until recently, the woman who that show that Scott is on, when she sat there, and I think I fraudulently, there's a Freudian thing. I forget her name every time.
But the black girl?
Yes, because
she drives me crazy. I forgot her name too, but
I always forget her name. But she's the really one that moderates everything.
Woo! She drives me crazy. Somebody in the audience, y'all know who she is.
Abby, is it Abby? Is she still there?
Abby, it's Abby.
Okay,
yeah,
I don't watch that. Last time
she's still there. I don't watch it. I just see clips, and it was so annoying at one point to see her
Abby Phillips
just looking like a Botox Barbie, saying nothing.
Yeah.
And then just letting this man say all manner of crazy things and over talk people. And I mean, my favorite clip was the one with the black woman recently when she was speaking and she put that finger up.
Yes.
And he looked at her. He's like, wait a minute. He did not say a word. She kept saying, kept doing her point. She put that finger up and he looked over there. He was like, okay, I get it. I'm not talking. Wow. She had the floor.
Yeah, he's a mess. Let me get. I see some comments in the box. So here, let me just get some comments there. I see. I love that you guys are getting in here and sharing. This is our water cooler day. We just hang out like we used to hang out in the break room and just chat it up. Chris says, when you stand up to a bully and his pack, sooner or later they move on. Strong enough to fight back means they gotta escalate or move the hell on. You go, Chris. Tell it, Chris, Mr. Baylor. I love that one. Let's see what else is. I see that Jerry says, I agree. Unfortunately, we don't believe in we have the power. Yes, right. We don't. Most people don't think they have the power. Okay. I see here also, Kimmy says, and so the world knows the U.S. People don't believe in his policies. Mm-hmm. That's for sure. Jazzy says, listen, these media outlets should be banned. The press secretary has no idea what she is talking about. Oh, that we won't even. Man, did you see that? Oh, I don't want to. Oh, there's so many things going through my head just now.
All of that foolishness. I'm not even.
Oh,
I'm not giving her
isn't
none of my
she
good
a
time.
fool? She's a foolish.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I can't even look at. I mean, once in a while I would tune into the press conferences. Can't even do that now because she ain't doing nothing but spewing lies. Just lies.
Gwendolyn. 2 minutes. Okay,
Go
no,
ahead.
1. I'm gonna give it 1. I'm trying to understand it. I don't know why I bother trying because it doesn't make sense. But you've got this chick who clearly just literally says some of the dumbest things.
The dumbest
things, and then lies about stuff. And I'm just like, how do you go to bed at night? Like, I'm just like, where does this all fit in? Like, I'm just trying to understand it. Because, that educator in me says, let me figure this out. But tariffs are tax cuts, people. Just in case you didn't know, tariffs are tax cuts. Girl, go sit down somewhere. Take all the stadium seats.
Oh, I mean, here is economists are telling you, all of the world economists are telling you, tariffs are taxes on the people that live in the country that the tariff is charged.
We're in the golden age of manufacturing in America. I mean,
well, Gwendolyn, say that again. Say that he said
we're in
the golden age of America.
Manufacturing in America. Now, that young lady told us the other day, Ron, that we shouldn't be drinking alcohol or having dark chocolate. I was like, look, I'm finna go get my bottle right now. We're not doing this today. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it.
Not gonna make it.
You gotta take that bottle out. We need a glass of wine every evening, like they do in Europe.
The part that's so insane is like when he stands up and says, "Oh, American farmers, you need to just produce some more stuff." No, you just let $500,000 worth of it go bad.
Yes, just sitting on the docks because they suspended USAID and all that food that was supposed to go to those people, those starving people in Africa. The food just sat and rot.
Right, and then it's the lack of knowledge of agriculture.
Dummies.
Right? We don't grow everything in this country. We don't have the capacity to grow everything in this country that we consume.
We are a global community. There are other countries that do things better than we do. And because they do it better, they do it cheaper. They do it because they have the right soils or they have the right materials. America can't build everything.
No.
We're doing this so we can bring manufacturing back to America. Well, first of all, you know how long it takes to get the tariffs and where people the country is thinking they're going to make some money off the taxpayers? Then on top of that, it takes time to build a factory. You think you won't get a factory in a couple of months?
I want a factory built.
Right.
I want a factory. I'm gonna bring it all back to America.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Well, you gotta build those factories. You gotta train those workers.
Right. And
meanwhile, the country is going into a recession and possibly a depression.
What did they say happened the last time we had tariffs?
We went into a depression. 1929.
Guess who's not jumping out the top of a building? Not me.
That's right. Well, most of us wasn't jumping, but there was other people that were jumping.
But that's why we need to make sure we have cash in our house. But anyway,
cash on hand. Let me also. There's some more.
They're not going to bring steel mills back.
No.
Nope.
They're not going to bring those things back. Nope. Long gone. We had Rust Belt, and we don't have that anymore.
We lost our Rust Belt.
So
that's why
you can't produce steel. You're not producing. You got aluminum, and still aluminum is not all we get from Canada. You get copper. You get things that have.
We get everything from Canada.
We get everything from Canada.
We get everything from Canada, and again, the rest of the world is saying, "What the hell is going on with this moron?" If you're going to go after somebody, you would think you would go after your enemy, not your friend.
But you've made all of your friends your enemies.
Ooh.
Yes.
That you made all your friends.
Chris says, when you stand up to a bully, we got that one. Did we get that one? Yeah, we got that one.
We got that
and I see here, blessed yesterday. Okay, Kaz is in the building. She says, blessed Wednesday all. How you doing, Kaz? And Kimmy says, and so the world knows the U.S. people don't believe in his policy. We got that one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Jazzy says, listen, these media outlets should ban the press. We got that one.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. I got to get back. I got to roll up a little bit here. Chris
says,
that's the thing. I only want to. Oh, there he goes. Okay. Now this is fresh. That's the thing. I only want to know what he has on them that they bow down and are afraid. I say it all the time. Why won't one of these tough guys approach me? And FAAFO. Ooh, you threw in an extra A. What's that extra A for?
And.
It's the and.
Because there actually is two A's.
It is two A's. That's right. You effed around and you finding out.
Right.
And Jazzy says the only outlet that is trying is the AP. I love me some Associated Press. I love me some Associated Press. Chris says that's their issue. It's not a problem until it hits in their living rooms. Then it's bloody murder. How dare those problems become mine issue?
Can I add to that real quick?
Yes.
Because I'm going to say it again. And this goes back to what's in your heart. It is disappointing that you only care about something because now it's impacting you.
Yes.
You want folks to get out there and march. You want folks to do all this stuff, but you were perfectly fine with someone else being hurt, someone else being deported, someone else losing their job. It's like that's you.
Oh,
that's you.
Yeah.
You only want to get involved because now you've lost your job, and now you're being hurt, and now it's like you didn't care before that.
Because anything was going to happen to them.
Zero fudge to give.
Right.
And they like when pain is happening on somebody else.
Right. And that's like the people who voted, the people who quoted unquote claim they supported Palestine, the Palestinians.
Yeah.
Now I want to know where the Democrats, where the black people. What do you mean? We were at the polls, we voted. You chose.
And we warned everybody. And all now the people that warned everybody.
I want to know where you all are. I want to know where the woman is that was sitting up there trying to convincing people to vote the other way or not vote or vote for. Where is she now? Where is she in this conversation? Where is she posting to defend this man? How is she helping to get him out? Is she raising? Because you all are responsible for him being there. You're responsible for that student that graduated at Columbia being arrested. You are responsible for that because you voted for or told people not to vote. One or the other, you did this. This is on this.
We can't vote for Kamala.
On your hand. All that stuff is on them. And to keep asking, oh, are you? No, we came out. You all just like they thought we were going to run down to Black Lives Plaza when they were pulling up. Black people in DC were at home.
They were just relaxing. When the news media people said, "There's nobody here. There's nobody here. They're tearing up the street, but there's nobody here." And most of the black people were like, "Why?"
The only person
they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
The only person that was out there was a white woman whose company paid to refurbish it.
Yes,
we weren't coming out because they're trying to figure out how to arouse
people. Yes,
and we have got to not be riled up and over things that think of pushing our buttons. We got to be strong enough not to allow our buttons to be pushed, and that's where our self-control comes in. But we also have to learn to be unified.
I agree with that.
We got to come together on things like that. But they are poking the bear, and we like
they're trying to poke the bear, but we ain't taking the bait. I mean, look, for instance, like I said, those folks are saying you need to come out March 14th for the veterans. I was like, do you know most of those veterans voted for him?
I told my husband about that. He was like, "What? March where? We ain't doing nothing."
I was like, "Wait a minute. We told those veterans that they were going after them." First of all, you would think those veterans, well, let me say, these veterans, I mean, they stood by while this man insulted the military, insulted people that had died, called people all kinds of names. I don't see the reason why anyone would die for the country. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. And then went after John McCain. And they stood idly by. And then this week, he done gone after Kelly. And Musk went after Kelly and called him a traitor. I mean, these people, and they haven't served no one. They haven't done anything for anyone. They haven't trained. They haven't gone to war. They have done nothing for anyone. He's two rich billionaires. Well, Trump, we don't know. Well, he might be a billionaire now because he done embezzled, allegedly.
Look, he's selling stuff from the White House.
He's selling from the White House.
Hold up. Okay, before we talk about that foolishness, again, you can take all the pictures off the military websites.
Yes.
You can take down the websites. You can take the street. Don't nobody care. If you are that small, that insecure, all it shows me is just how mediocre you are, that you can't see constant reminders of how you don't measure up. Take all of it. I don't care. I take it down. I'll help you. Take it.
Here's some more statements from our community. Chris says, not to mention, it's all Obama's fault, and he still cannot repeal the good that came out of the Obama terms. That infuriates them beyond pure rage, and is really funny to see. Jazzy says, if you watch what they are doing with DC, they are trying to put the money in a reserve, and then in a couple of months they are going to come out and say we saved DC $1 billion.
Right.
Warren is in the building. Hey Warren, we haven't seen you in a while. What's going on, Warren? He says, good morning, Touch Base family. Jazzy says, that part, Target will never see $1 from me again. That's right. That's where I am. FTFL, forget Target, forget Target for life. There you go, Dr. Tachi, with those acronyms. And then Kathy said the 99% that move the economy need to get together versus the 1% controlling everything. Absolutely. Dr. Tachi says, I so enjoyed my days in DC. And Jazzy says Target. She's got the little Target thing. Chris says it is simple to see how they want to back to the ways, visuals of 40s and 60s look and feel of power, all white leadership and positions, the Mad Men approach. Ooh, that's a little. I could go there. I could go down that rabbit hole, but I'm not. I won't go down that rabbit hole. Wait. Okay, she's ready. She's going down the rabbit hole. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say it again. It is clear that the competency is not there because you got that guy hawking out Teslas and whatnot on the White House lawn, and then the other guy who can barely speak is at a Steak and Shake, claiming to be a scientist. If I was a comedy writer, like SNL has no work to do, like none. I don't know if they can even keep up with all of this much.
They just get on there and go. All you have to do is get on there, Gwendolyn, and say,
It's just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Oh God.
My husband and I had a conversation, and it's related to Chris's comment.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps thinking 1900s.
Yes.
This is not the 1900s.
No, this is the 1800s.
It's 1800s.
Yes, they're going back. I always said that.
That's what they're doing. They want to roll it back to the 1800s.
1862. 1862.
And white women, look, I want to say this to you. When you got that right to vote, they want to go back further because they don't want you to vote either. Like under that, really the 99% need to realize we're all in the same bucket.
We're in it together.
Because of the way because of the way they layer our caste system, you feel like you're at a higher point, but we're all in the same bucket together. Yes. That 1% is out there making sure that they control you and keep you at war with each other so you don't unify. Tell you, blacks are doing this, the immigrants are doing this. So that keeps poor white people, you all out there, you're so strung out on whatever y'all doing, out there. And even with fentanyl. They keep coming after these countries. This is the point that I think that everybody needs to remember. The people who are prescribing it are the doctors.
Yes. We got in this mess because of them.
Writing prescription. But they're not saying, hey, the medical profession, this thing is so messing up people. Why do you keep prescribing it? But they keep prescribing it and giving you Narcan just in case you go unconscious. You have to tell your family now, just in case when I take this medicine, if I pass out, use this Narcan to revive me and call 911.
Yeah,
it's exactly what medical surgeons are doing right now.
Jazzy says, Jazzy says they just gave him a raise. He's not going anywhere. That was, I think that's from CNN. And I have not, Kathy says, I have not watched TV in years. I hear you. And Chris says, that's why facts don't matter. It's about ratings, TV civilization. Abby Phillips, we did that. We talked about her. Yeah, we going on. Okay, yes, truth. Cass says, yes, truth versus lies. And Jazzy says here, that's why I can't watch He shows because I can't stand that Abby just sits there like a deer in headlights. That's back to the CNN conversation. Chris says, Chaz says, love it. Chris says he doesn't have policy, he has edicts. And Jazzy's laughing, loud and wrong. Exactly. Moving through here, girl, the way. Oh, what's that? Girl, this is almost like anytime I see Gurrl, I think of Gwendolyn. The way she was so loud, I was like, "Are you not embarrassed?" Yeah, she was ridiculous. That the press secretary. Oh man, she's a hoot. Chris says, lack of knowledge. He bankrupted his own stuff repeatedly, and he is the master deal maker. Deals to fail, but it's the illusion of The Apprentice. Well, that's the whole thing. The show was an illusion. The show was an illusion. And the thing is, with this guy, I mean, again, how do people believe this? When the man was bankrupt 6 times, he bankrupted everything. He was given a fortune and lost it all. This man has never done anything and won. He's had a shuttle that's gone from Boston to New York or some shuttle, the Trump shuttle. Then he had the waters. Then he had the school. None of them are prospering.
Stakes in there?
He had stakes also. Nothing.
Yeah, he had the fake university he had out.
Yes. Nothing.
And bankrupt Atlantic City.
And then all those people that got onto that crypto a couple of weeks ago. Now lost all that money. The Melania crypto that they paid $1,300, $13,000, and now it's only worth $37.
But they made their money.
Let me. I want to add 2 things.
Go ahead, Gwendolyn.
There's a reason why there is a show called American Greed. Those people want to be what they see. Yes. They want that illusion. They have bought into this American dream idea, and they want that. So that's why they keep getting conned. That is 1. But 2, I was watching on Instagram this morning. Dropkick Murphy, which I had never heard of them, but he did this wager with the guy who came to a Dropkick Murphy concert in his MAGA shirt, and he pretty much just asked him, "Where is it made? Where's your shirt made?" Because he said our T-shirts are all made in America.
Right.
And so he had one of the security guys check the guy's, tag, and it's from Nicaragua. He's like, you have a guy who claims to be about America, but even his caps are made in China.
Yeah.
That Bible, I think that's made in China too.
Yes.
It's all a facade. But people who like that drug, man, they like that drug. They are committed. They are committed to that lie.
Chris Baylor says he is an apprentice to Putin.
Well, there you go.
Hello. And you got to think some kind of way that this man can talk negative about everyone on the planet except for one.
Yeah, he's not going to say anything.
I wonder what Putin has. If there's something on Trump, I want to know what it is. It's like, where is the media when you need them? Where are the investigative reporters that are like in the trenches? Where are the cyber hackers that can go into Putin's computer and find out what's going on?
I'm sure they're looking for it.
What it's going to take is
computer.
Let something that happens over here upset him. One of them's going to leak. He's going to release it because it's going I live by the philosophy. Everything that's done in darkness will come to light. Everything.
It's going to come out one day. It's going to come out. And if he does one wrong move, it's going to come out because sharks, they feed on each other.
They don't.
When one goes down, they start eating. They will eat their own. That's not just the lepers that eat faces.
I was going to say the lepers.
I never thought the lepers would eat my face. Anthony Rowland says, a tariff is an additional expense on goods that's picked up by the consumer. We can say it over and over again. And the mega brain folks cannot get it. They don't understand it because it's logic. Chris says, I need to stop. No, you don't, Chris. Keep sharing, Chris. Dr. Taji says, produce more stuff with what money? Farmers are not rich. He is complete simpleton and a wackadoo. And speaking of the farmers are having a hard time right now.
Be specific though. Which farmers?
The black farmers.
No. Black farmers said white farmers having a hard time because
the white ones are too.
They weren't getting that money. They said
they're not getting the money
anyway.
The white farmer said that this guy, he was so good on one of the YouTube channels. He's doing his tour. He's a white guy. He's going to all the farmers and he's talking to them and figuring out what's going on and sharing their stories. These farmers are hurting, but he said, even with all their hurt, they would still vote for him. They would still vote for the orange man, even though they are hurting, even though they are losing money by the day. They said right now is what they call planting season.
Yep.
So this is the little window that farmers get to plant all of their, all the
vegetables, whatever they're planting is.
Wherever they're planting. And so that way you'll have a great harvest when harvest time comes. There's a small little window. And a lot of farmers don't have the money to get the seeds and get the things that they need. So they said, we are not going to have food.
And they may not have the workers.
Yes, and that was the other thing.
The immigration issues.
The farmer said, if you took away all of my immigrant workers, there would be no food. They said if they got rid of all the immigrant workers on the farms in America, let's say they round them up today. Right. In 3 days, America will go hungry.
But they voted for him knowing that.
Yes.
But here's what people this is what people don't understand. So they have said that they are arresting criminals, right? Immigrants who are criminals. What people don't understand is if you came into this country illegally, they consider you a what? Criminal.
Yes.
So when they arrest undocumented immigrants, they're in their head, they're arresting criminals because it was a crime that they were here undocumented. And that's what people understand when they're out there. Yeah, they're just gonna vote for, they're gonna do all this to the violent people. I don't know if he ever said that. If he said it's just violent people, he said criminals.
He just said criminals. Criminals.
And so now you caught in this thing of semantics and what you thought. And we on the East Coast, we experienced it his first time in office with the crab pickers. When he changed their visa and the Eastern Shore crab people didn't want to pick their crabs because the black people and the white people weren't trying to go down there and mess their hands up picking crabs.
No.
And so they had zero workers. It almost killed the industry that time when he was still in office. So this is the same thing. But what they were saying about now, remember, black farmers were finally getting some type of
thanks to Biden and
with Biden. So this suffered.
What was it? $3 billion that was $3 billion that was set aside for the black farmers.
Right.
But now Trump is taking those $3 million, and you know who he wants to give them to? South African farmers. He wants them to come to America because they're getting their lands taken back and given back to the people it belongs to. And so he says they are being racist in South Africa against white people. No, those are the lands that they stole during apartheid. But he says, guess what? You all can come to America and become farmers. So now this is a problem because white farmers are not happy about this either. White farmers are like, wait a minute, you're going to bring South African white farmers to America and then take our lands.
And then they're not getting paid for the food. They're not getting paid the subsidies anymore. The white farmers aren't.
Yes,
They were getting paid. And food is going unused because of the whole thing with USAID. So they're losing out. But one of the things, like it's like black farmers are like black people. We've been through not having those things. Our job is, where are the black own farms in all of our areas. You can go to those farms and actually buy your produce directly from those farms.
Yeah.
And when you have farmers market, there are Black farmers out there selling their goods. It's incumbent upon us to support them. That's what we had to do before. That's what we have to do now. Support the Black farmers. Support whatever you have, because they're out there. There are tons of them out in Maryland. DC doesn't have farmland, but there are plenty out there in Maryland that are out there, right? So it's
but also, Alieze, white farmers need to wake the hell up and know that if they come for the Black farmers, they're going to come for you after. And that look what's happening. We're going to give your land to the South African white apartheid folks. We're going to take these percentages of these lands and these percentages of monies and funds that we were going to give to you. Now we're going to give them to the South African farmer.
Right.
Look into the space. Look into the space. Anyway, I'm going to go through some of these quotes and then we're going to get out of here because, whoa, we had a good conversation today. I like water cooler days because that's when we just talk. Okay, here we go. Chris says, but then there is the international issues. As a combat veteran, we have no business worrying about Israel or Ukraine. The concern stops when their check clears for the weapons they bought. Also, I see Chris also is on a roll here today. I love you, Chris. When people jack with Israel, they learn real quick. Big bad Russia cannot win in little Ukraine over 3 years. Also, Dr. Tanya says people who only care when it affects them are as unevolved as amoebas and planktons. And Jazzy says it's about money. During his first term, he gave the military increases and raises. Dr. Sai says they are just turning as red as the cherry Kool-Aid they are drinking. And Chris says $48 million government tells Tesla's contracts, a phrase I want you to repeat and meditate on: conflict of interest. Yes. Next, Dr. says, yes, Muskrat has turned the White House lawn into a Tesla dealership. Dr. Tati says also, well, that's why we need to only be concerned with our level of the bucket at this point. Chris says, here is the secret the white women are missing. You now are marrying into the 1%. Yeah, you got a college degree. That is a Mrs. degree. And I see that. Okay, Dr. Tati says, I love how the Americans are blaming their drug problems on other countries rather than their appetite for drugs. Amen. Because that's right. If the people were not doing drugs, there would be no drugs coming in the country. But, okay, Anthony says.
These doctors weren't prescribing those opioids.
Yes, right.
We still have to go back to that movie they did about that when those people got in trouble legally because of the drugs and what they were doing. What doctors say, up the dosage so they become hooked on these drugs.
Yeah,
that's where we are now. And the pain centers in West Virginia, where they were treating those people with fentanyl and opioids. That's what they were doing in West Virginia, where you had 2,500 opioid pills per person in the state of West Virginia at one point because of the pain centers. They were all opioids being prescribed because of Black and brown lung disease from some of them working in those mines.
Yes.
And so we gotta hold them accountable for what the reason is. All of that came about because of big pharmaceutical companies.
Pharmaceutical always out to get your
That's
dollars.
What the problem is.
Anthony says everything he touches turns to
We're not gonna say sugar high. What was it?
Sugar honey iced tea. Sugar honey iced tea. And Jazzy says, remember the movie Wall Street? Greed is good. I remember that movie. That was one of my favorite lines when I was on Wall Street. I used to go, greed, for a lack of a better word, is good. And Michael Douglas. Anthony Rowland says they like that drug and them mofos are strung out. Yeah, that's what's happening around the country. New Hampshire, all these white communities.
The muskrat is on ketamine. Animal tranquilizer. He's on ketamine.
Yes, Chris says Melania got that thing controlling him, wired to the Kremlin. You know, anything's possible.
That's why
anything's possible. Bryson's in the building. Hey, Bry. He says, so 1,350 got fired from the Department of Education. Yes, they said they were going to do that today. They said they were going to do that today.
They closed the building yesterday at 6:00. They told them to get out.
Yep. So the Department of Education, and man, we're not gonna go. We'll continue tomorrow. Tomorrow we have tomorrow to talk about these things. Jazzy says 70% of them voted for them. Yes, right. 70% voted. And we had, hey, Laney's in the building. Happy birthday, Derek. Yes, it's Derek. It's DT's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. DT Derek. Mr. Derek Tuggle. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Yes, Derek. We love you, bro. And Warren says, don't have the money to get. And then let's see here. What else is going on here? Dr. Tachi says, Bryson, I'm sorry, Bryson, we almost got you. And just in that woman who voted for Trump, she got FAFO and got fired. Oh, well, that's what happens to a lot of them.
A lot of them are getting fired.
A lot of them getting fired. Dr. Taji says, and that's why I don't give two damns about the non-melanin farmers who voted for and believe in Tang.
Dr.
They literally are reaping what they sow. Oh my goodness, the Tang man.
Dr. got him coming today.
That guy was on with Don Lemon. Those folks are all in on all things Trump. That way they can blame everyone else because Trump said he'll support them. That's right. That was a good show with Don Lemon, with that gentleman. He's just he's like a farmer evangelist, but he's telling the truth. Right. Jazzy says, what most people don't know, a lot of the farmers' contracts are with the federal government.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. It's called welfare. But anyway, let's go to the next thing.
Not to plant certain crops. Some of them are paid not to plant.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Say it again. That's what Chris says. Yes, ma'am. Say it again. And Warren says, I'm asking people that I know to not be a NVP, non-voting person. Be the fix for 26. Ooh, go ahead, Warren. Chris says, white South African expatriates from Europe. And Dr. Tachi says, well, they had no business in South Africa in the first place.
and they still own the most land. It's like, what
they still own the land. Like I said, I was
the majority of the land.
Remember when I was living there for those 3 months? I tell you, I used to get pissed off when when my driver used to take me in the countryside. I would be in the city, and I look at all the black folks in the townships, all piled up.
Right.
And then I go to the countryside, and I see one little white house on acres and acres and acres of land that they stole.
Right.
Anyway, guy, I'm not going down that. I'm not going down because we gotta get out of here.
Not raising your blood pressure today.
No blood pressure today. Chris says, mind you, those are also white supremacists to add to his base that looks like him. If it's all white, it's all right. Chris, I said the exact thing. He wants more Nazis in this country with mindsets. He wants the white supremacists from South Africa because they feed into their Nazi behavior and thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why he got
white supremacy. Supremacy. They want to make America a white supremacist country. Jazzy says they already are going after all the farmers. That's right. Not just the little farmers, all the farmers. But they're too dumb to wake up. They need to wake up. Dr. Taji says you can find black farmers in your area on the index.
Yes.
DT says they are bringing in the drugs. And Dr. Taji says Florida has a huge problem with pill mills also. I did not know that. Anthony Rowland says the orange man is seeing these apartheid farmers up for failure, setting them up for failure. If they try to steal land here, they'll be pushed up. They'll be pushing up crops. That's right, because the white farmers
they're gonna go and farm.
You want to get these white farmers upset? You just bring some of these farmers from South Africa and take some of their land and some of their money. You go, then you'll see. Yeah, then you'll see but then you might see the black farmers, and the white farmer may say, hey, you know what? We need the black farmers. So maybe Gwendolyn says being sick is a big business in the U.S. Very much so. Derek says, no wonder Musty looks like a zombie.
Those drugs, child. Those drugs.
They're drugs, yes, because well, he's admitted that he's a drug user.
He uses ketamine.
He admits that. Okay, we're done. We're good. We got everybody in. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
That's what they getting. Surprise, surprise. That's what people are getting. Surprise, surprise, surprise. But you know, it's like it's funny because people was like, oh, you weren't listening. The man told you he was gonna put in a Muslim ban, and that's supposed to be coming soon.
Yep.
He's gonna re-implement it. He said that before he was voted on.
Yes.
Or he won the election by hook or crook, whatever. He also said that he was going to deport millions of people.
Yep.
He said that. And he also told you everything that he's doing. He said it before they voted on him.
That's right.
It's not like it was a mystery.
There's no surprises here.
You all didn't want to trust anyone who says, if you look, and I say it to my husband all the time, that was in Project 2025. I can tell you the page. I can tell you all this stuff.
Yes, right. No one knows Project 25 like this in this community like Alieze. She knows the page, chapter, appendix A, appendix B.
And the part of like the part that they were talking about yesterday, you all know in there under that labor part, it talks about and school where you will not there won't be any EEOCs offices. There's not going to be any data collected on discrimination because you won't be able to talk about discrimination in education or in business. So that part is also in Project 2025. People who, if you still don't know, you can still get it.
You can still pick it up. You can still read Project 2025
now, but I still got mine.
I got mine. I still have mine downloaded. Now, but if you want to know what's going on, you might want to pick up Project 2025. We already told y'all what was coming because those that read Project 2025 or some pieces of it, you could see it. It's just happening right before our eyes. Page such and such. He's like page 20, page 233, page 335. You just go through
whatever page you want. Pick a page.
Pick a page. You can see it. Anyway, guys, we need to get out of here. Thank you guys for joining on this wonderful water cooler moment.
Hopefully that lowered your stress level a little bit because when you first came on, Ron, I was like, what?
I hit the wall. This morning, I felt like I woke up, I was texting Gwendolyn, and the next thing you know, I turned on Don Lemon, and I said, I was knocked out. I fell asleep. I couldn't even stay awake.
That was your body saying.
So our body is saying, I'm tired. Yep, I've been roaming around too much.
Yes, respect me.
Respect the body.
Yes.
I was in the Bronx this past weekend, and then yesterday I spent time with my mom at the nursing rehabilitation center. So I was with her yesterday, and also getting paperwork done for her and working with the people for Medicaid and all other stuff. So that was a chore. And then I did get some groceries, and I walked from the grocery store. I was like, "Oh, Ron, maybe you overdid it yesterday."
You get some more eggs, Ron?
They were out of eggs. You guys, you gotta come early in the morning.
I'll see you with chicken.
Don't you dare send me a chicken.
So Ron, I want to keep reminding our community.
Yes.
If you don't receive, because some of us reach a certain age, we get our Social Security statements every year in the mail.
Yes.
If you have not downloaded your Social Security statement, go and download it. Because you know what your numbers are right now, so you know how they change, if they change anything. You also need to get your taxes done as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because right now they're moving fast and getting things done, but later on it's not going to be the same. If you have not gotten a real ID. And
get it done. Get it done
as soon as possible.
Yes.
So that you won't be caught. Your real ID deadline is May 7th. So if you have not gotten it, go get it. Even if you don't drive, get your real non-driver's real ID. Get it as soon as possible because we can't walk around here thinking that they're not going to start asking for our papers on the street.
Yes.
And that's a part of your papers. So
yes, part of your paper. Get that real ID is so important.
Yes.
And if you need to renew your passport, get that done too.
Right.
And if you have the, and I keep saying this, and I'll say it over and over, if you have the ability and the privilege to do dual citizenship, you may be Irish, go to get your dual citizenship in Ireland. If you may be Italian, get your dual citizenship in Italian. You may be from someplace in Africa, Ghana, South Africa, all these different places. Nigeria, get your dual citizenship. If you're from Jamaica, Barbados, all those places, get your dual citizenship. It might come in handy. You have an advantage. You were probably born in those countries, and if you were born in those countries, or your parents were, you could get your dual citizenship. So
I'm just gonna pull out my DNA reports. Which one of y'all gonna let me in?
I'm an American, so that's it. But I am
I
working
know
on
you're
a
an
dual
American, but you said that DNA tells. Like I told you, I promise you, if it had showed I had Italian in my blood, I was gonna go get my Italian citizenship. I was going for mine. They said,
yes, my
that
cousin's
you
working on the
had in your
Ghana
head.
citizenship. Once he finishes, we're all gonna go and get it done too. So, but guys, thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Make sure you hit the likes. Make sure you hit the likes, because the algorithms, we gotta be slaves to the algorithms.
And
So
just
algorithms do that. Hit the algorithms, or hit the algorithm. Hit the likes so that we
like
can
button.
hit the like button. Hit the subscribe. Also, if you want, I mean, it would be nice if you also recommend our platform to your friends. Invite them to join us on these mornings, or catch the replay. And you can catch the replay also on Indie Soup at 4:00 this evening. So you can check that out. Check us at the repeat on Indie Soup on YouTube. So check us out there as well, the repeat. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I had a great time. Thank you, Alieze. Thank you, Gwendolyn, for getting in here with your bathrobe. You came serious. I gotta support my brother. I gotta support my work husband.
With a rescue squad.
I'll be dressed tomorrow.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful hump day. It's hump day. Make sure you do something. Take the time to just take a moment to just breathe. Pause and breathe.
Yes. Get some rest, Ron.
Okay, guys. I'm out. Bye. 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 Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.